Welcome to the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Dekker Team, and I'm Yetta Dekker.
I'm Ken Dekker.
And today we're doing one of our favorite shows, or at least it's one of my favorite shows. Is it one of your favorite shows?
I like it. And those that like it
it a lot. Okay, we've been married way too long, folks. Anyway, we're doing the market update, and this would be the market update for the month of August.
Yes.
2014.
Yes.
Can you believe we're in the fall? And now we're moving into the fall market.
Oog.
That's not a pretty face. Anyway, so if you can't see
I'm a summer
because
guy.
you're
I like
listening,
summer.
yeah, I know. You might want to go to dekkerteam.com to listen to a lot of the archive shows and watch them, or to chri.ca because they are also featuring the archive shows in both video and podcast. So, August.
So what's happening in the market? It's a tale of two cities.
It has been at the tale of two cities for pretty much all of 2014.
It's the condo city and the freehold city.
Yeah. Okay. So
Interesting.
so we'll start with condos because that's where you like to start. And we are looking at an increase or a decrease in the average sale price.
Increase, which is a little weird. It's an increase of $8,000 basically from last August, the average sale price. It came in at $263,996.
Right.
Now, if I looked at the year before, it's actually down $6,000 from the year before. So average sale prices vary widely on just a month basis.
Well, especially because we're dealing with a few hundred homes, like a couple of hundred usually, somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to 300 when we're dealing with the condominium market. So it's a very small number of sales, even though we're talking the entire real estate board of Ottawa-Carleton.
Right. So a couple small ones or a couple large ones can skew the average quite a bit.
Right.
So what's interesting is that later on in the show, I did do some research on the last 12 months compared to the previous 12 months.
Right.
And that will give us a much better indicator because it's averaged, of course, over 12 months of data, which will give us a more general average sale price, which I think was more accurate.
Okay.
Now what's interesting is sales were down in condos. Units.
Number of homes or number of condominiums sold. And condominiums would include both apartment style as well as townhome style, as well as there is a few in the city that are actually detached homes.
Yeah, and some stacked.
And some stacked homes, the terrace homes. Anything that has a condominium fee and association attached to it, more than just a maintenance fee. Because this does not include the maintenance fee. They actually fall under freehold.
Yeah, some of them.
Most of them.
It's all about how the ownership is held.
Right.
So 215 sales in the month of August.
Right.
Compared to 268 sales.
In the month of August in 2013. So that's down just shy of 20%.
Yeah. In
terms of number of homes sold. And number of homes on the market?
Up. Inventory is 1,900. Yeah. Now what I didn't compare to last year. I compared to 5 years ago.
Right.
5 years ago, 875 condominiums for sale. Right now there's 1,900. So 1,900, if you look at how many is sold in that month, that'd be 8.8 months of inventory if we sold the same number in August. Now, of course, sales go down for every month now until about March. The number of sales.
February might be more.
February starts creeping up, but it's still going to be less than what August was.
Correct, but it will be likely more than December and January.
Yes. It will, but it will still be less than August. So all the months up to about March are going to be less sales per month than August.
Correct.
And using the August stat, there's 8.8 months of inventory right now.
Right. And just a quick reminder, and I do this on most of the shows when we do market stats, so if you listen to every one of them, you can probably teach me this part. And that is less than 3 months worth of inventory in a given area. We would call that a buyer's market, generally speaking. 4 to 6 months we would call sellers market. See, I can still be taught. And 4 to 6 months would be a balanced market, generally speaking. And 7 to 9 months would generally be known as a buyer's market, and in excess of 9 months, we would be calling it a depressed market.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about the freehold story. And the freehold, it still could be a townhouse style or whatever, just the way the ownership is, it's freehold. 381,638 or 628 was the average sale price. That's up 2.3% from August of last year. 975 sales compared to 940. That's an increase of 3.7%. So we're seeing the freehold market strong. Prices up slightly. Number of sales are up. But overall, the number of sales for the month was down slightly because of the condo market.
Right. And what's the story continues to be, though, ever increasing inventory, both in freehold and the condominium segment of the market, right?
Yes.
Because although we're seeing slightly higher sales than last year in terms of volume and slightly higher sale prices, we're actually seeing a lot more available.
Oh yeah, a lot more inventory. And the freehold inventory at 6,200 compared to 5 years ago at 3,680.
So really 62 versus 3,700.
Pretty close, yeah.
More or less. I'm a generalist, you're a specific guy, I get it. And so that's been increasing really every year.
Yes, it has. For the last 5 years.
For the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And so it's continuing to climb. So we're sitting with 6.4 months of inventory, even in the freehold segment of the market.
Which is the top of the balanced, moving into a buyer's.
If it's over 6, we're really in a
we're moving
buyer's.
into the buyer's.
Yeah, over 6.
But again, there's certain areas that aren't. Certain areas are still a seller's market. And so it's very important to, with your realtor, look at the area you're looking to buy or sell. We need to examine that area, see what the sales have been, how much inventory is on the market, is the price rising or falling in that area, because we need to lead the market.
Right, and lead the market simply may mean putting the property on the market at a price slightly lower than the last sale. If in that neighborhood they're not increasing right now, in fact
and there's
decreasing.
Lots of
inventory. Or it could mean leading the market, could mean putting it at a higher price than the last sale if there's little inventory and or the sales seem to be going, seems to be going up in that community.
Right. Now, I love to compare areas.
That is your favorite hobby, stats.
It's starting
almost.
to be, yeah. So what I did this time is I took a look at everything inside the Greenbelt and everything outside. Now, when I say everything outside, I didn't do all the rural communities. I did the outside like Canada, Stittsville, Barrhaven, Stonebridge, Orleans, that kind of
sort
outside,
of the suburban areas.
Suburban area outside the Greenbelt.
Right.
And did a comparison of how they're performing in comparison to within the Greenbelt.
Right. And you didn't go out, say, to Castleman or out to the small little villages. You took it and said inside the Greenbelt versus outside the Greenbelt, still within 35 minutes of downtown or 30 minutes.
Still really in the busing routes and all of that.
Right. Still municipal services, generally speaking, water and sewer. I mean, Manotick, was that within the... No. So even Manotick wasn't in. So the villages were not included in this particular analysis.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And what did you find, Mr. Dekker?
Well, let's jump to condos first, since we did those first before. In the last 12 months, there were 1,728 condos sold. 1,728.
In the last how many months?
12 months.
12 months, okay.
And this was effective like about a week ago.
Right.
And currently at that time there were 1,313 active condominiums for sale.
Okay.
And when I divide the 1,728 by 12, that gives me the number of sales per month.
On average.
On average.
Right.
And then I divide that into the number that are for sale. It'll give me roughly how many months inventory there is.
Right.
And it actually comes out at 9.1. So slightly above when I just did the August
Right.
numbers.
So approximately the same, though. 8.8 or 9.1. We'll call it 9.
Yeah. And that's for inside the green belt only.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, in comparison, I just looked at, well, there's 1728 sold in the last 12 months. What about the previous 12 months? So
Right.
most of 2013 and into the tail end of 2012. How many sales? And it's actually 1,994.
Okay.
So again, we're trending that somewhere around 10% reduction in the number of condos sold
Year over year.
year over year.
Year over year for a 12-month period.
Right.
Right.
Okay. And the average sale price was 283,708. So in the previous, over a year ago,
Right.
the previous 12 months, 283,708.
Right.
And this 12 months, 278,801. That's a decrease of 1.7%.
On average.
On average. So not a huge decrease, but a decrease.
Yeah.
And that's a 12-month period over a 12-month period, which takes a lot of the fluctuations and variations out of things.
Right, because if you're spreading it over a longer period, the little nuances kind of get melded into that calculation versus when you're doing just 1 month, it's almost too precise to get a clear picture.
Yeah, and there's only a couple hundred sales in a month, but in a year there's 2,000 sales.
Right.
You can get a
Or in
pretty
this
good
case,
average.
1728, not even 2,000, and even the 12 months before that, it was just shy of 2,000, right? 1994? Perfect.
Yeah, so now let's go outside of the greenbelt. And the interesting thing is when you get outside of the greenbelt, you actually get into less apartment styles. There's still some, but there's less apartment styles. And there's more garden home style, townhouse style.
And more stacked.
And more
just
stacked.
a lot less of the high rise.
Right.
So we have a lot less of the higher condo fee because a lot of the condominium fees that are higher are in buildings that have pools and extra recreational facilities, indoor pools and that kind of thing, whereas in the majority...
Or are older.
Right. In the majority of the ones outside the green belt, we have much less of that style. I mean, there's a little bit, just not very much.
Yeah. So interesting, outside of the greenbelt, there was less inventory.
Okay.
There's 317 active, 680 sold in the last year, and that leaves us at 5.6 months of inventory. So we're actually a balanced market, even in the condos, when we're outside the greenbelt.
That's an interesting piece.
Isn't that very interesting?
Yeah.
Now, so because it's balanced, you would suspect maybe the price went up rather than down. And you would be right. So
Well, marginally.
Marginally. So the previous 12 months, 766 sales. So still fewer sales in this last 12 months compared to the previous 12 months. But our price went up marginally, 0.7%.
Right. Okay. So if you're just joining us on the Inside Track on real estate, we've been talking about the monthly overview for the month of August 2014. And we have lots of archive shows so you can compare month over month. And if you want a real accurate comparison, then get a hold of us at info@dekkerteam.com and we will get you your own private, personalized month to month, or even more frequent if you prefer, however, a monthly update for your community and your style of house, as specific as you want or as general as you want.
Wow, you do that for me?
I would, well, for you, I'd let you do it yourself. However, if you're not a realtor and you would like me to do that for you, then we would love to do that for you. And then you've got the information in front of you. And really, if we're looking at the same information, we ought to be coming up with the same answer, more or less.
You ought to.
We ought to, because the data is the data is the data. A little bit of interpretation sometimes, and that's what we can do, is assist you in interpreting where it's trending and that kind of stuff and what's happening. However, the data is the data.
So who are you going to call?
You're going to, oh no, not Ghostbusters. Anyway, you're going to call Ken Dekker, or you're going to call the Dekker Team office at 613-860-4663. That's 613-860-HOME.
Yes.
So if you're just joining us now, you want to go back and pick up some of the great information, and we're just going to continue having this conversation and then invite you to an amazing event that is coming up in Ottawa in just a few weeks.
Yeah, don't spill that. That's at the end of our show.
Oh, okay. So thanks for staying with us. You'll want to stay tuned, That's
Yes.
how Ken's decided you are going to stay tuned. Anyway, so carry on and let's talk about
Okay.
freeholds.
Okay, so freeholds, again, comparing inside the greenbelt and outside of the greenbelt. So in the greenbelt, 2014 there was 1,221 listings for sale currently right now, 3,019 sold at an average list price of 606,384. That's the list price right now. But the average sale price was 483,036.
Oh.
So there's a lot of inventory out there of higher priced properties that aren't necessarily selling because our average is 483
Inside the greenbelt of freehold homes.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's getting up there.
Yeah.
That's getting up there. And interesting enough, with the 3,019 sold, if we divide that out by 12 to get the month and the monthly amount divided into the active listings, we have 4.9 months of inventory. Balanced market inside the core, inside the greenbelt on freehold homes.
Right.
Balanced market.
And in fact, if you just sort of take that a step further, what you would find if you dissected it more is in the lower price ranges, you have a seller's market.
You might.
Well, you do. And here's why I know that.
Why do you know that?
As
Nana?
I bring property on the market in that below the average or significantly below the average, we're still seeing multiple offers. We're still seeing 10 days on the market, 5 days on the market, 7 days on the
Selling
market,
quickly.
selling quickly. And that wouldn't be happening if it wasn't being treated like a seller's.
That would be a very strong indicator.
It would
I'd
be,
still
wouldn't
like
it?
to see the stats. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, okay.
So
Anyway, in the lower price ranges within the green belt, things are, as long as they're in the right condition for the right price, we're still receiving multiple offers and selling for over asking.
okay.
And that's fun
Yeah.
when you're working for the seller.
So once again, if we have a balanced market, what would you expect the pricing to be happening?
I would be expecting it to be going up slightly.
Yes. And that's what it did. So
So not crazy numbers, not crazy increase.
No, great numbers.
Just nice.
just
A little
for
below
a
what we'd
tight
like
market
to see.
with the amount of inventory we've got,
Right.
that's great.
Awesome.
That's great. Now let's look at outside the green belt. Again, 1,302 active properties, 3,821 sold in the 12-month period. So that puts us at 4.1 months of inventory.
Balanced as well.
Very balanced. Actually, better than inside the greenbelt, which was a surprise to me.
Right, except we're also looking at inside the green belt. Part of what's throwing that a little bit, I think, is that a lot of the properties are priced above where the bulk of the activity is happening inside the green belt.
Yeah, the average sale price was about $100,000 less outside the greenbelt than inside the greenbelt. But I was still surprised to see that level, 4.1%, or 4.1 months of inventory. So in comparison, 3,890 sold in the previous 12 months compared to 3,821. So almost the same. Within 70 houses difference over 12 months, that's not a lot.
No. And yet I think folks are still asking me and repeatedly and consistently going, the market's not moving, the market's not moving. And yet the market's moving. It's just there's so much available.
Well, the thing is, are you in the market or on the market?
Right.
If you're in the market, your house is selling. If you're on the market, you're just causing other properties to sell. And it's all about pricing.
And condition and marketing. We've got kind of 3 or 4 factors there.
So with a 4.1 month inventory ratio, you would expect prices to
Be going up.
and that's not the case, which is interesting. Down just slightly, 0.3%.
Okay. So
Pretty much flat.
flat.
Yeah. So
And we've been noticing that in outside the green belt.
yeah, in the past when I was doing a comparison for someone and trying to figure out a rough evaluation on a property, because really you can't do a specific valuation on a property until the buyer says, yeah, I'm willing to pay that. That gives you the specific amount. But when we're doing an evaluation on a property, used to be we would try and stick within 3 months, 6 months, because the market changes pretty rapidly. Now with this kind of stability, 0.3% over a year, that means I can go look back 12 months, try and find a more suitable, comparable home and not have to adjust for time, because time hasn't changed the price very much.
Right. Now, having said that, and Ken's correct, when we're looking as a realtor at relevant properties, we can use older data because it's still relevant. If you were having your home appraised for bank purposes or any other purpose where you needed a legal document, an appraisal certificate from somebody that's a certified appraiser, they cannot go back that far, even if the relevant data is there, because they need to deal with a timely sale.
It's tougher for them.
Yeah, they've got different rules and regulations to abide by. So you'll actually get a more accurate picture from a realtor, except you can't use it in a court of law or that kind of thing.
Yeah. So if you'd like to know exactly what your home's worth, because you're thinking of selling it either this fall or in the spring, give us a call at 613-860-4663. We'd love to come out, chat with you, discuss your plans, and give you an evaluation on your home.
And if you're not thinking in the next year or so, we would still love to set you up on the free service that we have available to you, where we can give you the information on an ongoing basis, generally monthly, so that you're aware of what the market's doing. And when the time does come, you're just an educated seller.
It's awesome.
It is. So thanks for joining us around the market update.
Yes, but now
first I have to feature the properties
time
I'm
you've been
guessing.
waiting for.
Well, no, first we'll talk about properties.
Drum roll, please. Oh, you want to do an update on a property?
Yeah, or two.
Let's do that.
So we've got a great property, rural Manotick Station specifically, under $300,000 for a detached home, double car garage. It's got lots of opportunity for you to put finishing touches on it, making it your own. It's just one of those sweat equity prevails. And so if you're interested in that kind of opportunity, do connect with us. It's just, there's so many opportunities, right, of everything. Whether you want that move-in perfect ready home, we have some of those as well, and we have others that are perfect for you doing the labor and you gaining the equity, right?
Okay, so now can I do the drum roll? And roar!
Roar Ottawa. We are launching, and we're actually sponsoring, the Dekker team of Keller Williams Solid Rock Realty is sponsoring the inaugural Canadian Roar event on October 22nd. It is really a dream come true for me. It is about empowering people to just live out their fullest and best life that they could ever live. So if you change how you think about things, if you change your thinking, you change your world. And so that's really the premise of the conference. It is done by an internationally known speaker who's amazing at bringing new programs on thinking to us. And she has agreed to come to Ottawa to launch Roar at 6:15 p.m. If you want to get more information, which I know you will, go to roarottawa.com. So that's Roar, R-O-A-R, Ottawa.com, and ROAR really means reach out, achieve results.
Okay.
That exciting?
Who's that for?
It is for really anybody. It is being done by an organization that I'm part of and chairing called Empowering Women, so it's a new launch in our city as well. Okay. And so it is really for anybody that supports women, that is a woman, or anybody that just wants to learn. Young people, you'll gain a ton of valuable information. We'll help you get great thinking so you can change your world before you have poor thinking that may be getting in your way. And that's the main purpose and thrust.
And I hear you're going to be interviewing, or Diana, your guest speaker, is going to be interviewing a few really special women.
We are. And what's incredible about it is the three women that are going to be interviewed by Diana will demonstrate how great thinking really does change your world and change your life and the life of those around you. And our youngest interviewee is only 18 years old.
Wow.
And she's already changed her own world plus the world of her little sister and others that are on the journey with her. So you'll want to hear about her story. If you go to our website, you will get some basic information there, and you'll hear from her live. And then we've got two other women that You don't want to miss either. One was the first Hercules Canadian pilot in the military, and that's quite an honor. First female.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. She's not the very first one. She's not 100 and whatever years old. However, the first woman. And then there's also another gal who has created transformation for many lives, saved life after life after life through organ donor, through a really tragic...
How can she have any organs left if she's given that many?
She has an organization that's given that many. And it really started with a tragic story that she has been able to create an amazing impact in Canada.
That's fantastic.
So you want to come and hear her and how you go about doing that, to take tragedy and turn it into something that changes your world and the life of thousands and thousands of other people. Yeah.
Very cool.
So Ken's going to be there. He won't be interviewed and he won't get to be center stage. However, he will be there to share in the
I'll
learning.
probably be a gopher. Go for this, go for that.
I will have him do that. So thank you for joining us on the Real Estate Show that is about anything real estate, everything real estate.
And then some.
And then some.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So if you want more information about anything to do with real estate, for everything real estate, connect with us at info@dekkerteam.com. Check out our archive shows at dekkerteam.com or chri.ca. You can watch us, you can listen to us, and learn all kinds of stuff. If you have questions, if you have comments, we are so encouraged when you connect with us.
Now, you only have a limited seating at this venue, right?
Right.
For this ROAR program.
Yeah.
So how do they get tickets?
Go to roarottawa.com.
And register online there?
Register online. We've got PayPal, credit card, lots of options. We've got Facebook page. We've got it all set up.
It's $25 for the evening.
Correct.
Right?
Yep, absolutely. So looking forward to seeing you there, and thanks for listening.
Bye for now.
What you wanna